Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. With the newest selection pack being announced for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, let's take a look at one of the newer archetypes receiving support, Rockets, or Dragon Link. Okay, so the thing with Dragon Link is that it basically is, or more specifically with the Rocket support, it's more or less just Dragon Link 2.0, kind of. It depends pretty heavily on what we actually receive and whether or not we are going to receive some of the frame break cards, which is not necessarily what's been announced, and I would imagine they would have announced it at this point. So I'm going to showcase more so what Dragon Link does without the new frame break cards, but I'm also going to explain to you what the frame break cards do. We're going to start off here with the Dragon Link stuff. If you don't know Dragon Link, it's basically all of the best dragons of the chaos typing of light and dark. That's pretty much it, mostly centered around dark, but alas. As you can see, we have a whole slew of different dragons in here, but the notable cards in here that are being added, likely, I should say, are the Rokket cards. Rokket Loader is just a one-card starter for this archetype that doesn't require a discard or something of that nature. It is literally just, you draw this, you get to do the combo. Right, Rokket Loader adds a level 7, this adds Absol, and then also because it is a fantastic normal summon, it also allows you to go into the Striker Dragon, which does the combo from there. It's really, really solid, and it's mostly utilized for that effect, that you search out the Absol. You also have an additional target in Noctivision Dragon, if I'm not mistaken. So you can also search out this one, which is fantastic. So there's that. That's pretty much it in terms of the search targets, but this card by itself is very, very solid. However, on top of that, it can also search if it is specialed, which is why we're only playing 2 of it in this list, but we're also playing multiple Rokket Tracers. As for the rest of the cards, there's 2 other main deck... Okay, there's 3 other main deck cards to talk about. We have Rokket Detonator, which if you control a Dark Dragon Link monster, you can special summon this card from hand. Then on top of that, if special summoned... you can target a Dark Dragon monster you control in your spell and trap card zone and special summon it. This is useful alongside the Borreload Savage Dragon, but if I'm not mistaken, there are some other effects as well that allow you to put cards into the back row. So there's that, but then you're locked into darks, not surprising. On top of that, we have our new double interlocking, which allows you to fusion summon a monster using Rokket monsters, which is pretty nice, by banishing the materials as well. So this allows you to go into the new Fusion monster, which says if fusion summoned, you can add a Rokket monster from your deck to your hand. You can target a dark monster you control, equip it to one Dark Link monster from your grave, or banishment as equip it with a Dark Link monster from your grave or banishment to gain 500. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. This is how you would then use in tandem the Detonator, which is pretty nice. We also have the new Boral Reboot, which is just an Omni Negate counter trap. It's searchable as well off of Triss Boral. If link summoned, to add a rapid trigger, heavy interlock, or double interlock from deck to your hand. Sorry, this is not the right one. It's Breach Boral is the one that searches. If link summoned, to add a Boral spell trap from deck to hand. There you go. The other one also searches the double interlock, which is why you would play it as well. Very, very solid. This one also has additional effects as well. You can target a face-up card you control and a Dark Dragon in your grave, destroy that card on the field, and if you do, add the other monster from your grave to your hand. This notably triggers your Rokket effects, things like Silver Rokket and Magna Rokket, and where is he? We're not playing him in this build. That's fine. But notably, most of the Rockets have effects where if they are targeted for a Link monster effect, they do additional things. The notable one here is Silver Rokket, which looks at the opponent's extra and banishes a card from it. Very nice. On top of that, we are also playing the newest Link 5 for the archetype, which is fantastic. Your opponent cannot tribute this face-up card in the field. Cool, can't be kaiju'd. Once per turn, during the main phase, you can target one Rokket monster you control to negate its effects and... You target one to negate the effects of a face-up card your opponent controls, and then destroying the targeted monster, again, triggering their effects. And your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card or effect. And then while this face-up card is on the field, at the start of the battle phase, you can special summon a Link 4 Boral Link monster from your extra deck, so that's why we are also playing Boral Sword, which is the best one for this, because it just allows you to OTK super, super effectively. Basically, with this card and this card, you should be able to kill your opponent through basically anything. It's very, very powerful. Anyway, that being said, that's pretty much all of the new cards. If you don't know how Dragon Link works, basically, I'm going to sum it up real quickly. You play dragons that go into Link monsters. That's pretty much it. There are some synchros in here as well that we can make. Borreload Savage Dragon, Dispotter, etc. But generally speaking, you utilize Dark and Light Dragons to go into other such Link monsters. That's pretty much it. Let's hop into the showcase, show you how this deck works. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start off by showing you... this is basically just the new cards and what they do. So we're going to start out here with the Rokket Loader, which grabs up the Absol Router, then special summons itself. This is one of the biggest things about this, is that the new Loader allows you to add the Absol Router, which normally you would just send to the graveyard to search out a card. Now you don't do that. So now we can grab the field spell off of the Striker Dragon, and then link these two into Delirious. It also gives you easy access to Delirious, which is another boon, which is very nice. Also, you can normal summon it. We're not actually going to use our normal summon here, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Special summon out to the Rokket Tracer. Basically, ignore the rest of the cards in my hand. I'm just going to use them as a discard, basically. Here we can go and pop the field spell to summon Silver Rokket. Now, we go into the new Link 3 monster, which is then going to add the Double Interlock. I think it's also called Double Trigger. I don't know what it's going to be called in the end. Either way, this card is then going to go into our Fusion monster, which searches on summon. So we're going to activate its effect to search out Detonator. This is the new level 7 that also special summons itself thanks to the fact that we have that Link monster. This triggers Delirious. Fantastic. From here, we can then go into Pity. Pisty is going to activate its effect to bringing back that Silver Rokket from earlier. And then we can link off into our Big Dingus number 1. Here's Big Dingus number 1, hip hip hooray. Now we get to activate the second effect of our Fusion monster, which is pretty solid. And we are going to equip the Link 3. Awesome. Now we can activate its effect in order to reborn into a zone not occupied. Specifically, we want to keep the Link arrows open, so we're going to put it over here. From this position, we can then utilize our... Hold on, I have to remember how I do this here. We use these two in order to go into our new Breach Boral Dragon, which is great. We're going to trigger its effect in order to add. We could also pop card. We're not going to do that. But we are going to add here our new Counter Trap, which can be activated from the hand by paying half of your life points. That being said, we're also going to trigger the second effect of Breach Boral, popping our own monster, except for the fact that actually Silver Rokket is going to trigger its effect, looking at the opponent's extra and banishing a card from it, which actually allows Breach Boral to trigger its secondary condition of that effect to summon out one of our other monsters from the deck. We're going to summon out this Magnet Rokket. Now, from here, we get to activate our... what is this? What is this card's name? Boral End. Oh my gosh. Trigger the Boral End to go into Quad Boral, utilizing our two monsters. Specifically, do not summon out our Silver Rokket. Now we get to go for the effect of our Quad Boral, popping the Link 3 to summon out 3 of our monsters. As long as it's 3 monsters that are not Silver Rokket, doesn't really matter what they are. Just summon a tuner and a non-tuner, and then a guy. Okay? So out comes these 3. Fantastic. From here, we can utilize our first 2 in order to go into the Borreload Savage Dragon, which is going to trigger in order to equip that Link 3 that's engraved, making it very large. Then we can utilize the rest of our monsters in order to go into our second Big Dingus, which can't be attributed and has those additional Omni Negates. Now from here, by the way, haven't used our normal, but that's because we drew the quick play. And on top of that, we have all of our access to our other engines. So from here, we could utilize this guy to go into even more stuff. And honestly, you will want to utilize the other engines first, because all of that I just did does lock you into Rockets. And like, I think specifically it locks you into like Dark Link 3 and higher. So keep that in mind. I believe specifically Quad Boral is the one that locks you into Link 2 or lower. Or locks you out of Link 2 or lower. And I think there's a few other ones as well. that have like restrictions. So keep that in mind. Go into some of the other things prior to that so that you can make SP or what have you, right? That being said, on the opponent's turn, not on the opponent's turn, sorry, during battle phase, we can actually summon out our Boral Sword. So we're not actually normally summoning that. So do keep that in mind. But yeah, that's pretty much it for what the combo does. And then, of course, you have all of the other Dragon Link stuff available to you as well to kind of help extend and play through hand traps and what have you. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the specific builds because Dragon Link is notorious for having 10 million different ways to play it and 10 million different cards. And this really heavily depends on what specific cards we are getting. So I'm going to actually showcase another deck here. Just in case we do get the new Frame Break card in Rokket Barrage. I'm just going to read out this card for you. It's crazy. You can send a Dark Dragon monster from your deck to the grave, except a level 5 monster, to special summon this card from your hand. That is a send for cost. Keep that in mind. And you cannot special summon from the extra deck except for dark monsters for the rest of this turn. Notably, not a hard lock. It only locks you for the rest of the turn. And you can still go into like Seal and what have you. When a Link monster effect is activated that targets this card on the field, quick effect, you can destroy this card to special summon up to one Rokket monster from your hand, deck, grave, and or banishment, except itself. Notably, this triggers very well alongside the Breach Boral, which means that you could target the new Rokket Barrage, summoning out not only off of the effect of Rokket Barrage, but an additional guy off of Breach, giving you that additional point of material, basically. That being said, the end board is extremely similar, so I'm not really going to go over it. It's a very, very similar combo. It's just more streamlined into specifically that, as opposed to doing the Dragon Link shenanigans. You still end with pretty much the exact same end board and with the exact same style of gameplay. It's just that now you have Rokket Barrage, which is basically just circular for that archetype. I doubt we are getting this. I would have imagined they would have announced any of the Frame Break cards for, or full arts. They're full arts, let's be honest, for the anniversary if we were to get them. So be on the lookout for that. There's a possibility. They might have announced it like the day this comes out, but alas, there you go. Overall, I think that this deck is interesting. It's got a lot going for it, obviously, and that one card combo is obscene. It's a very, very powerful end board. Boral End is the end board of all end boards. It's such a powerhouse, and a lot of decks can't really beat it. So there you go. Hopefully this helped. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.